Welcome my friends back to Marvel Snap. You might be seeing a lot of this deck that we are going to be breaking down today, both from me and from everybody else if you are playing a lot of Conquest. I truly believe that this is the deck that is going to usher in the Thanos Renaissance. He is incredible with this list and a couple other flavors as well. But this is the best deck that I have found a use for Jean Grey. She is absolutely amazing. I've been trying her in every possible synergy combination that I could figure out, and this is the deck that really sings with her in here. Now, it is very similar to a Thanos Spectrum list that I was able to showcase shortly before Jean Grey release. We're going to go straight into talking about some tactics with this list. We have a control tool in our arsenal for any kind of matchup. We have the Shang-Chi to be able to knock over the large bodies. We are running armor ourselves because our worst matchup is up against somebody who is running Killmonger, who is going to be able to sweep away the one costs and the Infinity Stones. Might be seeing even more of this deck when we have Echo. I think once we get Echo, Ant-Man could be the one to drop, but again, priority one cost all around. So we're running armor to try and protect our side. That means the Shang-Chi, they might be able to hide a large body behind our own armor, so the Shang-Chi can't touch him there, but the Valkyrie can. And in combination with the Ghost, we're guaranteeing that we are flipping last to be able to make sure that the opponent doesn't have any surprises before us, and that our control pieces are really going to land. Up against Bounce, we do really well by timing a early play of Professor X. We have a couple different options here. If you have not found Jean Grey, then you can play Time Stone on 3 to be able to play Professor X on 4. Lock down that lane, try and catch the lane. If you can catch Kitty Pryde under the Prof X, then you are in for a great day because we can continue to buff this location through the Jeff, through the Blue Marvel, and other effects like that. If you have set up the Jean Grey and you still have the Professor X here, you can play Stone on 4, and that gives you 6 energy coming into turn 5, able to play a 1 cost down to Jean Grey's location, and then Professor X off to the side. Hopefully where the opponent is not able to stretch extra pressure because they are getting caught up by the Jean Grey. She's just such an effective control piece here. Absolutely love it. Of course, the Spectrum being able to give mass buffs helps out as well. The two situations where we want to play KG are if we have not drawn any Infinity Stones early, or if we are anticipating or know that the opponent is running Killmonger. That's where we want to play a little bit KG, but on the flip side, if we have found the Infinity Stones early, you can snap on Yellowstone turn 1. If you know the opponent is not running Killmonger, then you can absolutely out-tempo them with this list as well. It has already earned me infinite tickets. It feels like easy mode when it really comes together. Let's showcase it. Jumping into our showcase here, this deck is a brilliant Conquest deck because once you get a read on your opponent, you can understand which of the control tools you really need to be able to tee off of. I kind of like Los Diablos destroying something later, so I'll just throw this out. Try to get the card draw going. There are some times where I will hold on to the Reality Stone, but turn 1, just to be able to get extra card draw going with an expensive hand, I feel like is a little bit more important. Bar Sinister. And there's the Mind Stone. I'll take the draw. I'll throw a Ghost on left. And I'll end. Is there anything that I would want on Bar Sinister early, Professor X? The game is that we guess the opponent is going to try and wait for a key card to the Bar Sinister. We accelerate our Professor X with the Time Stone. Catch him out. Having the Professor X, under the Jean Grey. Well, never mind. Fascinating. You're going to run the Jean Grey against me. Well, this deck is good both with and against Jean Grey because we have so many cheap cards to be able to combo. I am still going to accelerate the Prof X. It will prevent anything here from being destroyed. I could throw the BM. The opponent will also be fighting here. I think it's going to be BM next turn to be able to go here on left. I'll let them snap. They're playing into my trap. This is textbook what this deck wants to do. Jean Grey pulls them in. Ooh, a little jug action. Little jug action. Who's all the stones? Fascinating. Fascinating. this is arguably better for us. Basically, under the old play, we would have filled the lane with a Jean Grey and then been able to play Blue Marvel and then Valkyrie, and Ghost would have guaranteed flipping second, and with the ongoing power of the Soulstone and the Blue Marvel, we would have won. If the opponent was threatening a Hawk, a Devil Dinosaur, then you throw Shang instead of the Valkyrie. Either way, they're both in hand. Now, like, Blue Marvel is still very good. I think it is the BM. And then I have Power Stone Valkyrie to still be flexible to attack left. Ghost. Ghost and Invis? Alright. Well now, plans keep a changing. Want to hear God laugh? Tell him your plans. My plan now is to line up Power Stone and Valkyrie on right, because Blue Marvel is going to be able to give my cards the buff, picking up, well, he'll be a 3, and then everybody else will be a 4, so I'll have a 3-point advantage. The opponent doesn't appear to be running anything that's going to be ongoing. Or are you going to put Killmonger over here on the left? They could. Oh, wow. Wow. Killmonger on left? Then I would lose my Ghost and my Power Stone. And I don't have enough to be able to get armor in here. You're gonna play Surfer. I could play Thanos for 16, but your Surfer does beat me. So it's either you don't have Killmonger, or I lose to Surfer or Killmonger, depending on what play I make. The opposing deck's definitely going to run both. 3 cards in deck. They might not have one or the other. Here we go. They didn't have it. As people are taking in the Ghost, then the counter is to run the Invisible Woman, and the dodging of initiative just is an arms race to see who can truly go last to be able to land their control. It's a fascinating nuance of simultaneous turns where turn order still really matters. I like Mojo World here. Mojo World is good for us with the Professor X, especially a early Professor X. So then I don't want Reality Stone there, I want Time Stone there. It's going to be Reality Stone left. Next turn, Time Stone armor. And then Professor X, sure, it's overlapping the Professor and the armor. But if it wins the lane, that's all I need. If I get a different card, I'll play that instead of the armor out of the top deck. Mind Stone works fine. There goes Sunspot. Who's running Sunspot? It's like High Evolutionary Lockdown. Ooh. Okay, well. I do believe that I would want to lock out the Sinister London as well here. So I'll play you, and even a Mind Stone here on mid. Let these go where they may. Drop Prof X. Is the 2 stones too much though? Because what if they both go left, and then the Prof X goes here and here, and I'm behind anywhere I've lost immediately. So I think double Soulstone makes sense, and then it's like Time Mind to be able to then throw Prof X. We can be a little bit reactive to what the opponent runs here. And we get Blue Marvel to be able to buff later. Of course, just throwing Professor on mid is fine because, like, double Blue Marvel, double Spectrum, these are all incredible out of the Sinister London, so we might not want to lock that lane down. Double Thor. That's a problem because it'll be able to get buffed significantly with the double Mjolnirs. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I still just attack your board space. Or do I just go mid? Just going mid is okay. I should be behind in initiative the entire time, and then if they hit Mjolnirs, Shang-Chi brings us back. We'll be so back. Versus Prof X here in a lane that I will likely lose because of the Mjolnir buff, and then his chance of jumping left into another losing lane. Yeah, I need to go mid. Unfortunately, I flipped second, so we could get... if he gets any influence in a Mojo World, it doesn't matter. You have Jane. I imagine he's going to try for Jane. At least try for it. We go BM. Are you just trying to throw initiative? Are you just trying to throw initiative? He might be like, initiative here is very important, and I have not drawn Ghost. So we have to consider that. I think it could just be Ant-Man to make sure that when we toss either Shang or Valkyrie, we're the ones who come out on top. Soulstone, that will always be the case as long as we're coming in from behind. Ja. So then is Ant-Man better than like Jean Grey? They're about the same. Ant-Man's actually better when you have the Valkyrie going, so here she goes. Yeah, I wonder if the opponent was consciously trying to throw initiative. They are. They were very consciously trying to throw initiative. And they ended up giving a 10 power Sunspot that's going to be able to die to the Shang-Chi or get reset here on the Valk. So what's better? What is safer? I'm not quite sure. I think Valkyrie might be the safer play. It's so beautiful that I can play Power Stone second here because it's still the 3 power. When Valkyrie resets everything, knocks him down, Soulstone gives me the dub, Ant-Man gives me the dub, Ant-Man gives me the dub. In every situation. Mainly on right though. This deck doesn't run any ongoings now that Hulk is no longer ongoing, so... Set it and forget it. Luke Cage stops us, but I don't think he has it. Ooh. The read. Oh, man. Hulk's been changed, baby. No longer ongoing, is now a passive, which means Valkyrie cuts him down to size.
Inevitable.
Unanimous victory.
Victory.
Ooh, so we have Power Stone, but this stone doesn't give me extra draw. I'll still try it. Blue Marvel increased in cost. What's happening? Another Sunspot. Beautiful Noired out Sunspot. Give me Mojo. If they're running the Sunspot, no shot they have Killmonger. So then all my ones are going to live. Don't have to invest in the armor myself. A bar with no name. Love that. Delicious. Ghost in the armor. Got the prof ready to go. Tempo Shang to the tower. It's worth points. And then I lock it up with the Prof X. Let the Sunspot be able to give me the bar. Depending on the... Ooh. Hold on. If they are Zola ramp, their plan is to Zola the Sunspot and then get out of there. So I need to either be able to win all these other locations or... How often are you going to see this play? Oh, he flipped. He flips first because of my... Okay, he didn't have it. He didn't have it.
Victory.
Or he didn't want to do it early. Interesting. I love being Thanos with Reality Stone to be able to change bar with no name at the drop if I need to. But I think my play there was actually going to be Prof X to bar to lock Sunspot in at a deficit. Oh, what a beautiful hand. Full about face. Oh. Okay, I was going to say full about face from where we were before with no card draw early. Having Mind Stone and Time Stone are two favorites to be able to have in an opening hand. Obviously, Orange Stone also incredible. Married it up with the Valkyrie. So good. We'll get the draw here. Because of Peak, I know I said that you snap on Yellowstone T1. You might be able to snap on Yellowstone turn 2 as well. But because of the peak, I want to be able to feel out the opposing deck just a little bit more. To know if there's going to be any nasty surprises, as there so often is. I think this is a Reality Stone. Yeah. Just spread the stones right now. I don't mind the Nebula scaling with the Valkyrie in hand. Your bounce. You could have an inverted Iron Man. That does put some fear into me. Some serious respect on that inverted Iron Man potential. But you're also running Nebula. Bounce doesn't usually run that. You're more likely to be Sarah. Some of the control cards are good flipped. Plenty of them are worse flipped. Let things ride a little longer here. I thought I understood where my opponent was driving. Victory. Turns out they were driving all the way out into the crazy town. Kitty and Electro? Chat? What is this? Is a ranked ladder just getting taken over by psycho deck builders? This guy, 199%. I've played him a number of times. He'll give us a true run here. Always known him to be a tryhard. Tryhard playing a tryhard deck. Alright, alright. I respect it. Dream Dimension. That's why we love being able to curve out some cards nice and early. Go Jeff. Flexibility of slinging to the side with all these Island buffs. Distribute that power. Get the maximum out of what that location is providing. If I could top deck Time Stone, I'd be so happy. So incredibly happy. We went Time Stone first. It's a Thanos deck in a little bit of peril. He does not like the buffs. Machine World. Now he's going to be able to move. You didn't want to Reality Stone Dream Dimension? The location that everyone loathes? Space Stone. Necrosha's not great either. Mojo. Give me my draw. You can still be like a Professor X onto Necrosha, anticipating that the opponent might hesitate to be able to put like the little stones down there. And then I could sling Jeff over. Then I could buff it later with something else. Daredevil? Yeah, Daredevil's not contributing. That Professor X shall not contribute either. Fair enough, fair enough. The Time Stone will be able to undo the effects of Dream Dimension to an extent. So I play that here. So I play Ghost over here. Keep on waiting to be able to see what we can drop. It's too bad that I couldn't just play Spectrum on 5. The way that I'm ramping up to be able to do. Well, it's especially unfortunate because with Time Stone undoing the Dream Dimension, I would be able to play Pig. Professor X Pig. I wanted the Professor X ability. Lock up Machine World, right? Ant-Man and then another card draw. Where were you before? A Reality Stone. So this is like full... it could be Thanos control, but it could also be Zoo. If you're running Spider-Ham. Just an all-around good card there. Always has been. I think I play this. Are you gonna play Professor X? You do not have a good spot because I answer with Jeff everywhere. You also did not play Time Stone to be able to do it. Your costs are too high. Here's Mind Stone. Ooh. It does mean that he has all the stones, but he will not be able to play Thanos plus stone. Oh, no, 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 no. Spectrum is great. Buff everybody. Take cheese. He has no answers. No answers now. With my Ghost guaranteed to flip second, here comes Valkyrie. Song of the Valkyries, Ride of the Valkyries, playing in the background. Ah! Victory. Whether or not Sakaar betrayed him there, like if we'd had the location just remain neutral. We had everything we needed. Here is the deck in all of its glory. I would highly recommend taking this deck for a spin if you have the cards to be able to do so, whether or not you're super interested in running it a lot, to be able to get a feel for how it pilots, because you are going to be seeing it a lot played against you, and being able to understand what makes it tick, where you can find ways to edge it out, what aggravates it, which is when it's not finding its stones early. You can start pushing your advantage. What are they doing when they're dropping time stone? What are the breaking points of what they can rush? Very important to understand what kind of control cards could they be looking to be able to set up and play around. What kind of protection do they need to find? There's all these different considerations, a lot of moving parts here on the list, but it has something in the toolbox for absolutely any matchup. And again, in Conquest, we're able to learn the opposing list. It can really fire up. Oh, baby. I love it. It is, right now, my absolute favorite deck to play in Snap. If you guys pick it up, I hope it earns you many cubes on your climb up to infinite. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.